I bet you can't hear it, but there were explosions happening deep below the ground just there. All right, here we go. Yes. 33, I suppose? All right, let's just do it. Hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 33 of Nebula Quest. I am Noden, your host, as always. So today, we're going to start off by talking about the last episode, just briefly, because after I named it and it went up, I kind of looked at it and went, well, because the title is kind of like I think it's like Star Citizen's new ship and an no Star Citizen's new ship and like an unexpected love. Really kind of makes it sound like, hey, this ship it's special, it's something we should all be looking at. And maybe it is, but it's not for me. It is definitely. So, I mentioned in the last episode, I hadn't really sat down, I hadn't really read anything about it, hadn't done it, I hadn't done my homework, is basically it. And look at that's way off over there. Okay, let's just go to this little baby star over here. Actually, let's not go to that one, let's go to this one. There we go. Oh, what? Did I just have data on a star? I don't know. Yeah, so I finally kind of sat down on it because, and like, as I've said, like, I haven't been keeping very close tabs on the, just about knocked over my water, Star Citizen world, because I want to try to leave things for, exploration, my own, for when I... Ah, there we are. Minor hiccup there. No reason whatsoever. It wasn't because I didn't check the time. It was that for whatever reason the recording just stopped. I was just like looked up. I'm like, why are the numbers all green? Shouldn't the numbers be yellow? I'm sure I have this set for numbers yellow. Yes. Anyways, so Star Citizen. Yeah. So I'm trying to leave things to so that when I get into the universe, I've got something to kind of fill my time in there, because I want to spend a lot of time playing Star Citizen. I feel like I want to spend a lot of time playing Star Citizen, and I'm excited to do that. I'm like, it's one of those, like, oh, I don't even know if it comes to it, like, how am I even going to record it, like, because I'm like, oh, I want to, but I'm like, but I want to play so much, and I can't play so much as I want recorded. I don't know what will happen. It will be an adventure in YouTube-ness. But that's besides the point. We're getting off topic here. So I went through and I looked at all, like, kind of the new ships, So I looked at all, like, the Hull class ships, which I knew were there, but I hadn't really, like, looked to see what they were like. And I'm like, oh, they look pretty cool. I mean, they look pretty cool for big transport ships, or, well, a varying sizes of transport ships. Basically, I'm saying I totally dig it, totally with it. It makes sense the way that they got these things kind of done, both in, I'm shaking my head a lot, both in sort of a keeping with the style that we've seen in Star Citizen, and with, like, kind of what you might expect in sort of a real-ish life, in the where you're just strapping cargo to the outside. Totally makes sense to me.
Taking heat damage.
Okay. I'm going. And then I went and looked at, like, more closely at sort of the concept art that they have for this new sort of entry-ish level, Misk Reliant, which there's a big part of me that really wants it to be. Okay, so because it uses the name Reliant, it makes me think of, is it Plymouth? Was it Plymouth that did the Reliant? And it was like the K car. Man, I just really want it to be just like an ugly duckling, like this is the ship that you get. This is your family, low budget family ship is what I want it to be, and it's totally not that, but that's what I want it to be so bad. No, it is. I don't know what It is. It doesn't... My feeling for it is that it doesn't fit with the other ships, and it's like too smooth, and it doesn't kind of jive with how I see the other ships, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I had the same problem actually when the M50 came out, and I'm gonna be like full disclosure on that one. When the M50 came out, I went, "What is this A-wing crap? It's too smooth. It doesn't look like any of the other ships in the entire galaxy. This is not what I want a racing ship to look like. This is horrible. It looks like it's a joke. This is a joke, right? You guys are gonna like change this. You're gonna fix this. You're gonna make it look like a real ship." And then I bought one. At some point, it just clicked, and I just went, "Wow, you know, this is actually a pretty sexy ship. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, there are some things, actually, if I'm gonna be super critical about it, there are some things I'm not super happy about it. I don't like how, I want the front of the nose to be, like, lower. Like, it's, like, in line, like, it's too in line for me. And, again, like, because it's a racing thing, and I think of car racing, which is very different than racing spaceships, but, you know, and I just want that line to be just a little bit lower, but I mean, it would look really weird, like it would perform, I would think, really strangely. Aerodynamics would be a fucking bitch. The point is, it grew on me, and maybe the Reliant will as well. The name will never grow on me. I will always picture a K car, and it will never be that, and I will always be disappointed, but it looks too much like a B-wing for me. Like, it just too much. It's like, it feels so much like the community is like, "We want a B-wing," and they're like, "We're not doing a B, that's stupid, we're not doing it." And then they're like, "Okay, we're gonna do a B-wing, but it's gonna be our B-wing." I mean, even down to like the dual blasters on the end of the wing thing, I just don't. And then the engine nacelles, like, and it doesn't help because they kind of, in the one bit, I'm looking over here at my other monitor where I have this picture. I should like just pop it up on screen so it's like, hey, now you're looking at it too. But like the engine nacelles, and because they got it like the concept art kind of going through like this like nebula thing, so it's kind of hazy and murky, it makes me think of like I'm under the sea, like I'm Jacques Cousteau, and I've discovered a yet undiscovered, why am I using this again? And I've discovered a yet undiscovered new kind of, I don't know, manta ray or something. I don't know what the fuck that is. But it's like one part like manta ray, one part squid, one part like what is those fishes with the eyeballs on the things? It's weird on the stalks. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I'm really surprised how much I don't like it. Like, it's not like hey, you know what, Star Citizen, the people over there at Robert Space Industry, they're doing a shit job, okay? I can't believe that they would put this into the fucking game. This is fucking horrible. It's nothing like that. This is like, you know what, this isn't to my personal taste. I totally get how there'd be lots of people who are gonna be like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be my ship. I totally get that, because it is cool. It's got a lot of cool factor to it, but it's not what I'm personally digging on, you know. But then look at my ships. I've got like the M50, which is, I've already said, you know, I'm not 100% sold on the looks, but it grew on me a little bit. I've got the big fat version of the MISC Freelancer, which, not really an attractive ship either, to be honest. Also very smooth, but also not an attractive ship. And then I've got the Herald, which is super unattractive, like ultra utilitarian, nothing, like it's not even a, it's a weird thing. It's like, I've got this transport ship that's like too smooth to be a transport ship, and then I've got a racer, which is, well, it's pretty racer-like, but it's got a little bit too much, it's almost like it's got a little bit too much fighter in it. I want it to be more racer and less fighter. And then I've got this, like, utilitarian, like, boombox with a fucking, like, engine on it. And, yeah, man. Yeah, so don't trust my I mean, and again, to be fair, I love the Herald for its job, you know. I love it for its personality, you know. I ain't all about looks. It ain't all about looks. You know, sometimes you gotta find what's deep down underneath, below, you know, the invisible aluminum. Wow, I just made a Star Trek joke. Check me out. As I drink my space coffee. Oh, yeah, so, I wanted to clear that up. That, the new ship is not a love of mine, actually. I was seriously taking a look at those, Hull Cs. I'm like, oh, Hull C. I could totally see myself trading in my Freelancer for that Hull C, because that's pretty ugly. That's so damn ugly, but I love how ugly it is. It looks, and it just looks a little bit bigger. And I'm like, oh, because that's my biggest complaint about the Freelancer is that it's 100%, like it fulfills its role. Like it really feels like, hey, I'm really just like a space truck. Like I'm like an 18-wheeler of space. I'm a Mac. I'm a space Mac. I'm a space Scania. Like that's sort of, like it really feels like that. Like you've got, like, you know, your small little crew cabin, which, you know, it sleeps 4, but, you know, you're probably going to have 2 or maybe 3 max in there. And you got the 4th one just in case you pick somebody up, you know. One of the wives wants to come along, or a dog, or whatever. But, and then you've just got this big kind of bay. It's like a, you know, it's sort of a, it's a, what are those, like a C-130 Hercules. It's a cargo, it's like perfect cargo thing. It's just getting point A to point B. It's not, you know, lavish. It's not big. You don't have crew quarters to, you know, take each other like across like huge expanses. I mean, it's not Serenity. It's not a Firefight class kind of a thing. And then I know when, like, you know, when it came out, everybody's like, whoa, this is my Firefly. And everybody's kind of like, whoa, the Firefly. But it's not. It's totally not. And I totally get that. And yes, that's kind of what I want. So I'm kind of like, well, you know, I want to take a look at this Hull C when we see some more, you know, work come into it. Like, what is the interior of it like? Is it still, like, is it going to live up more to my dreams of what I wanted my ship to be? Hard to say. I don't know. That said, I mean, like I've talked about many times, my main goal for Star Citizen is to be an information runner. So do I really need to spend more real or in-game money on a transport device for my racing ship? I don't know. I like to throw money at things. Nah. Actually, the weird thing is, actually, I was being made fun of the other day at work. Because I do have a habit of kind of just chucking money at things. Why am I not doing the frame shift drive charging? I'm just like, oh, we'll get there. It's just 2.94 thousand, like, you know, light years away. I mean, we're doing 100 times the speed of light. Can't take that long.
3, 2,
see, just 9.8 days. No time at all. But, yeah, so I have a tendency of just like, I want this money. This is broken money. Which, I mean, because and I should say, I don't have a lot of money. I have some disposable income, not like oodles. Not like, hey, I can just buy whatever I want. It's like, if I need to drop like $300 or $400 on something like extra in a month, in a calendar month, I have that kind of money kicking around. So it's not a big deal. So it's like I've got a couple of, and if I want to, I can save money fairly quickly for things that I like. Like if I want a new, motorcycle helmet, I have, a top-of-the-line motorcycle helmet because it's what I wanted, and I could save money quick enough that it felt like I could purchase it without feeling bad. Yes? Yes. That's exactly how it goes. Let's go discover these rocks. I know it's gonna be rocks. It's always rocks when it's these T-Tories. It was a T-Tory, was it not? Yeah, whatever. Ooh? But, yeah, so and then I'm like, well, I want a new speaker. So I'm like, well, you know what I really want to get is I've been wanting to get studio monitors for like a long time. So I'm like, well, I want to pick up some studio monitors. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. That's a future purchase that will be in my little office here, office slash bedroom, and it's gonna be fantastic. Yeah. So people make fun of me for it because I don't, you know, when there's something that I want, I do what I can to get it. Like, why is that a bad thing? Huh? Why? Huh? Answer me that. Goodness. It's like, oh, you know, I really want this thing, but, you know, I can't afford it right now, so I'll just buy this cheaper thing instead. It's like, well, but what if I just waited? It's really strange, like, so, because I'm, like, technically part-time at work, we don't get vacation days. We get a payment once a year for time that we would otherwise be on vacation. So we get like 4% or 5%. It goes up depending on how many years you've been part-time of your like annual salary. In addition to one of your paychecks, just as a vacation pay. So if you want to take a vacation, save this money, kind of a thing. On the other hand, it's like, oh hey, here's an extra couple of grand. There you go. Blah, 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 blah. So I've got this vacation pay coming up like this week, like tonight at midnight. And I've got some of it earmarked. Some of it's going to be for the studio monitors. I think I've talked about I want to put a deck in my car. A deck in my car. Dude, I'm totally going to put a deck in my car. But it's strange because, I mean, it's like, what is it, like $100 or something like that? I could get one. Well, I'm going to get a slightly nicer one. But, because, throw money. But it's going to be like $200 or something like that. I could have bought that fucking any time, but I've been, like, holding off. Like, purposefully, like, you know what? I need to start showing a little bit of restraint sometimes with my online purchases. So I'm like, you wait until that check comes in before you buy it. I know you've got the money just sitting there in your account anyways, but you wait until that money comes in that you've earmarked for the purchase before you actually buy it. So, it's a strange, like...
Frameshift drive charging.
One day, I'm going to find... Oh shit, we need gas. We are so low on gas.
Frameshift drive charging.
I need to start looking around for an actual useful star, I think. Je pense. What was I talking about? I don't know.
4,
The
3,
lack of gas got me
2,
worried there.
1, engage.
Bananas. Oh, right, so we got that check coming in. So they had some, again, and that's not going to be all the money. It's going to be like, $500 or something like that total, maybe. Maybe 700, depending on what monitors I buy. But, yeah, it's sort of all down to, like, a little bit extra money. And then I will save the rest of it in case, because I will likely go away at some point, because I have that tendency, but, I don't know. I just don't know. Part of me is like, whoa, there's so many cool things I want to buy. Like the fact that I just spent $100 on a joke that I haven't for something, and I can't tell you. I literally can't tell you what it is. Well, I can tell you one of the things that I bought, just because I also put it on Twitter, so it'd be cheating to just like say, but I can't tell you unless you follow me on Twitter. Let's do a dubstep scanner while we talk. So it was a strange thing that happened to me yesterday when I looked down at my phone and was told that my order for a meter of ballistic grade Kevlar had shipped. Kevlar fabric, so not even a vest. It's just like, oh, here's some Kevlar, like ballistic grade Kevlar. Those aren't words that I'd really ever expected to read. Certainly not about something that it would be for me. Like, it's not... I don't, is it, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe some people do things like are actually like, you know, do like maybe there are people who make things, who actually make things, and like ordering some Kevlar isn't, you know, a foreign thing to them. It just seems like, because I remember, well, I shouldn't say I remember before bulletproof vests, so I suppose I probably do, but I remember like before, like, every police officer had bulletproof vests, and when it was like, well, you know, they've got vests that will protect you from bullets, and you're like, well, what? And when they first started, like, coming into movies, and you're like, holy shit. Like, so to me, there's still part of me, even though they're super common, like bulletproof vests and things like that, that, like, they still seem like, not futuristic, but they seem sort of special. And there's still part of me that's like, well, you know, like that. I mean, you just can't just buy Kevlar. I mean, they wouldn't just let you buy stuff that, you know, you could make into something that would stop bullets. I mean, come on, they wouldn't let you just do that. No, they totally will let you do that, and that's fucking amazing to me. I love it. I know it's weird. Maybe I'm on a government watch list now. Who knows? But no, I don't think so. Because there's all kinds of stuff that's made out of Kevlar now. Like, actually, I have a pair of jeans somewhere, which I never fucking wear because they're way too big. Really should have sent those back. But they're for riding on the motorcycle, and they're, instead of denim, they're basically Kevlar because they have much higher abrasion resistance, so that when you, should you somehow at some point, let's slow down, let's detarget this. Find yourself separated, hopefully temporarily, but separated from your motorcycle and sliding along a stretch of concrete. Basically, what that does to regular denim is instantly make it nothing. It just poofs into nothingness. And Kevlar is poofs slightly, you know, later. So you've got like denim, you know, your regular jean material, it goes and it's gone, and then Kevlar, it's like so you just get that extra couple of seconds of sliding before it's your skin that is being poofed, and that's a good thing. So yeah. So anyways, but it's in all kinds of stuff now is what I'm saying, and you can buy it, like, you can get Kevlar wallets, and like what was the one random one actually I was gonna buy, because I could get it shipped through Amazon in Canada really easily, was they had these like sleeves. I don't know what I have no idea what in God's name they're for, but like there was like 1,000 manufacturers of these things, and they were like almost like fingerless gloves, or they had like a thumb thing, and then it like went up your arm. Like, I have no idea what it's for. I don't know if it's for like, I have a feeling it has something to do with like carving fish or something along those lines. But I have no idea why you would have a Kevlar sleeve, and why there'd be so many angry comments about ones that don't have thumbs. I don't know. So, but it's in the mail anyways. It's on its way to me, and I will soon have to figure out how to do anything with it, because I got a fuck of a lot of it. Well, I got a meter. I mean, that's not a lot of it, but when I needed 20 square inches, we'll say, and I bought like a full like yard of it, so 50 by a yard, 50 inches by a yard. I got a little bit more than I need, but I figured, you know, it's Kevlar. I mean, you'll use it someday. It's like I've got we had this old barbecue that was up on our deck, and when we first moved to this house, and we didn't have a railing on the deck yet. We just finished building the deck, so we were like, oh yeah, we can use the barbecue at last, you know. So we put the barbecue up on the deck, and I mean, it was fine for ages. And then we had this huge windstorm, and it just blew that fucker right over, and it just into smithereens. So it didn't blow up; it just like hit the ground, which is, you know, like 5 feet up, like 5 feet down, and it just fell apart. This is a really engaging view that we have here. I know, but did we do this? No. but we're about to. Anyway, so it had all this stainless steel, like really good stainless, well, not really good, but it's stainless steel. And I'm like, you just don't just throw away all that stainless steel. I mean, that's good stainless steel, man. You can use that for something. And I've got little bits of stainless steel that from that barbecue is all over this fucking house. I'm like, oh, I need a new, like, I had to do like a door plate, for that back door actually, because whatever fucking reason, the way that they did the surround on it, is that a plunger? What is that for a door lock? Is that a plunger thing? Anyways, the part that is, you know, retracts in the door, but and it's got the little slidey bit so that it can go in. Anyways, it would hit that, and it was just wood, so it was just like chewing away the wood. So I built a little plate out of the out of that stainless, and it was a beautiful, nice little bends, so that the plunger thing would hit it and just slide nicely into it. And then I countersunk the screw holes so that I could put nice little screws in it, because I'm fabulous, and I do things like that I do it for you, and I do it for me, and I do it for humanity. So yeah, hi cheese. You gonna go in the drawer just before I close it up with this stuff inside? No? Okay. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. I'd actually meant to talk about something else as well, but apparently complaining about ships is a lengthy process. So maybe we'll continue on it next time. Huh? Alright. Until then, ciao, I love you. Good night.